Alright, so, you guys want to go to Jurassic Valley or Tyrannosaurus Rex Kingdom? I'm thinking T-Rex Kingdom. What do you guys think?
Dude, Jurassic World is so cool.
Yeah. Not cool! Hey there, YouTube!
Hey guys,
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tyler.
And welcome to Game Brick Studios. And we are
Back in business.
Back in business.
Summer break just started.
Yeah, we're going to be uploading a lot more like we said in our explanation video. But yeah, today this is our first big video. And you said you had something planned, right?
I don't know. I think Gabe is coming out.
That's right, our special guest.
I know him so well. He's gonna come in 5, 4, 3. What the?
You were wrong.
Dang it.
Hey, but he's back. Oh, a few mess ups, but that's okay. Hey.
What up, guys?
So as you guys remember, this is our special guest, Gabe. You might know him from our very first video with him was the stop motion guest. He did a few stop motions there.
Yeah, pretty bad.
So yeah, we heard you have something planned for today. What is it?
Well, today we're talking about dinosaurs.
Where did you get that?
Jurassic period.
Ah.
But more specifically, we're talking about Camp Cretaceous, specifically the third season that just came out.
Yes.
Today
or couple days ago.
On the May 21st.
May 21st.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Today there's going to be spoilers.
Major spoilers. So if you have not seen it yet, or if you have seen it and if you just don't care about spoilers, then feel free to watch ahead.
Go binge watch. Come back.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, so Camp Cretaceous Season 3. We haven't talked about the show previously on the channel, but today we are officially talking about it. And we're basically just going to be giving our review on it. So on May 31st, the third season for Camp Cretaceous, 21st, yes, for Camp Cretaceous released on to Netflix. And basically we're going to be giving our thoughts on it. We're going to be telling what we liked, what we didn't like. And yeah, Tyler kicks off.
Okay, I will be saying, it's kind of like a recap part. So, basically, we start off with them trying to escape the island. They fail. They have to survive dinosaurs, you know. It's going to be a very brief recap. Then a new hybrid comes onto the island, and then they have to fight it off, survive, get some new supplies. Then there's apparently 2 hybrids of the same dinosaurs. So they fight and fight and fight, and one person gets poisoned, almost dies, whatever. And then they almost escape, but then Dr. Wu and his friends come by, put him back on the island, and take one of them hostage, and then they have to get the laptop, and it has all the secret information and stuff. But they destroy the laptop, and Bumpy lives with his family, and they escape on the island after for all. But the ending scene was where they're going on the boat into sea, and there's a dinosaur on the boat.
Yeah, little.
I hinted at a dinosaur. We didn't actually see the dinosaur.
Yeah, it was like a dinosaur talking.
Alright, let's start with some of our favorite moments. Johnny, you want to kick us off? I know you have strong feelings about this one.
Yes, so I would say that this season is my favorite overall. I actually believe that this season alone tops Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I just think it's that good. I especially loved how they just had a bunch of references to the novels and deleted drafts of previous movies. Like when in episode 4, when they see the old park, when Yasmina references how John Hammond died, that's actually the way he died in the novel, and I just really enjoyed that, and I just that's just one of my favorite parts of the whole show. It's just the references.
Tyler, you want to throw us for a second?
Okay, what I really liked was they had to escape from this new hybrid a couple of times every single episode, and then they had go each on their own little adventures, and then they kept trying to get off. It was funny how they kept trying to get off the island so many times, but they just kept getting put back on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, one of my favorite parts is the way they scripted it. Everything felt like it had a point. instead of just being like, hey, let's go out to Lookout Point, maybe there'll be something there. Every time they're like, hey, let's go to Lookout Point so we can get more stuff for a sale, or let's go to your penthouse so we can get more gas. Everything felt like it had a point, and usually that they didn't get what they wanted from that, but they still got something, and that seems really important to me, and I really love how it was written.
Yeah, everything made sense. And another point about the show is that it was really amazingly shot. Like, it's like, sure, it's just animation, but I tell you, like, we're gonna show a few screenshots right now, but like, there are like some really great imagery in this show, and I tell you, if you weren't a Jurassic fan before, you might be one after this show. I honestly think that like just the way it's shot is just way too good, and like I feel like it's just movies level quality.
Speaking more on that, when the two scenes that stood out to me were when they were getting tossed around in the limo, Ben and
Sammy.
Ben
and Darius.
Ben and Darius were getting
yeah.
tossed around in the limo. They had all of those different shots of them being flipped around, and the exact same thing happened with Ben, Sammy, and
Jasmine.
Kenji.
Genji.
Okay.
They were all. It's okay. So they were all. When the helicopter was crashing, you got all these scenes of them all, and then just the symbolism and the way they woke up, like each of them when they got lost, when they came. So it was just a great.
Yeah, that helicopter scene really reminded me of the Jeep scene from the original Jurassic Park when when it was stuck in the tree. I really liked that. Yeah.
Another scene I liked was how Kenji had like a massive like building he went to. It was like a house. Yeah.
It was huge.
And he had like water filtered through diamonds. He had like a 16 jet hot tub, a golden Sinoceratops. He just had like everything you wanted.
Oh, speaking about Sinoceratops, one thing I really disliked is, and I know it's something not many people use, the closed captions. In the
The captions
Oh
are
my
screwed.
God.
Not everything can be perfect, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
But if you're gonna mess up something, just make sure it's not captions.
yeah, I mean, spelling Sinoceratops with an X at the beginning, like,
That's rough.
I'm like that, but that's just like kind of like one small complaint. Like,
Yeah.
but I think the biggest thing that nobody at all saw coming, the link to the opening scene of Fallen Kingdom. Just the way like it like flowed perfectly into that was just like when I first saw it, I was like shocked, like completely shocked. Like I did not think they would be like able to pull that off, but they did amazing.
But as we all know, nothing can be perfect, so let's throw some more of our dislikes out there.
Yeah.
So Johnny, you want to lay us off?
Alright, so one of the things I don't really like about the show, like, don't get me wrong, the design of E750, aka the Scorpius Rex, it is terrifying. Like, absolutely terrifying. But the thing is, I really get what Mr. Maserani was saying when he called it too ugly. There were some shots that were, like, not really too flattering for it, and it just kind of just, like, looked a little, like, mainly in the face, it just looked a little eh. And just, like, I feel like just like some of the designs are like a little iffy, but I do like the way they were going by taking pointers from the deleted original Jurassic Park 4 human dinosaur hybrids.
More on that, if I woke up and saw that thing, I'd be horrified. But some scenes, their face is so weird, you can't help but instead of being like, ugh, you're like, ha ha ha, you're laughing, dude, because sometimes it's more funny than scary, and when you're in those really intense scenes, that's never good. So
Yeah.
Tyler, I'll throw it to you. What do you think?
Well, like, and the Scorpius Rex was able to kill Ceratosauruses, dinosaurs, easy and stuff, but it couldn't, like, it barely touched the kids. I know they're, like, the main characters and stuff. Like, one of them got poisoned and stuff, but, like, it literally kept like, sneaking up on them, jumping on them, and they even had Dark Gun, missed all the shots, and it still couldn't even get to them. Like, during some shots when it had the chance to kill them, like when someone else is like grabbing the gun or something, and the Scorpius Rex is staring at them, they could have improv, like having them have like a shield or something, because he could easily kill them. But they're delaying it, just having him looking at them and blinking and roaring at them, and instead of it like trying to actually get it.
More on that. At some scenes, the Scorpius Rex was in a tree directly above him, and like when he was attacking the Gallimimus, he didn't flinch and just and just got rid of that Gallimimus, but he sat there for like at least 2 minutes.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
staring at the kids and just like not attacking for some. Like it just
Yeah,
didn't make too
just,
much sense
like,
in behavior.
You can't kill them obviously, but like they could have done something else.
Yeah, I mean the kids obviously have plot armor because like they're
Yeah.
kids. They like they're not going to let the kids die.
Well,
And one last thing, this isn't really much of like a dislike. It's more kind of like, oh, it's the cliffhanger at the very end when it showed that like a dinosaur had snuck onto the yacht with them, and that they finally got off the island, but it never showed them getting back to the mainland. That I'm just like, okay, what is gonna happen? Because they can't keep milking this thing forever, or else it's just gonna become
Yeah.
repetitive, boring, and just overall just dumb.
more on the kids and less about the Scorpius Rex here. One thing they really pushed in this season was the relationship between the kids, which you would
Yeah.
think would be net tight by 6 months. They said,
Yeah.
but there was still those times where like studies have shown traumatic events bring people together rather than just separating them apart.
Yeah.
But there were so many parts where it was like, what do you mean you're not their best friend? What if you don't get off the island? It's just at the end of the day, it's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, like from the way they were like acting at the end of season 2, it just like, and at the beginning of the season, episode 1, it just like took a dramatic turn with there being that like huge awkwardness between Yaz and Brooklyn. That just, it just felt off and it didn't make sense. But like then again, they were like in the previous season talking about how they've been together for way too long, but just,
Let me
Yeah.
quickly clarify. We've been talking a lot about the dislikes. We want to quickly say we way agree the positives outweigh the negatives.
yeah,
Yeah, the show is
definitely. The
awesome.
show, it like the positives like are like here, negatives are like here. It's like very minuscule and like not really that noticeable, but it's still noticeable enough to notice.
Alright, before we go, we should talk about what we think is going to happen in season 4.
Yes, there
So
are
our
a
theories.
couple of different ways they can go with this. I definitely don't think that they're going to just spend the entire 4th season of them on the boat fighting off that one dinosaur. That's just
No.
no.
Camp Cretaceous at sea.
Yeah, that would be honestly that would be Jurassic Park 3 levels of just unwatchable.
Yeah.
But I think one way they could one thing they could do, they could finally introduce the other islands in the 5 depths, like Isla Matanceros, Pena, Tucano. There's like the different islands that we know are in the universe, but we haven't seen yet. They could definitely go there if
Yeah.
there's dinosaurs on there, because or else it's just not going to make sense.
Here's the other big way a lot of people think that it might be headed. People think that maybe the kids will get back onto mainland and the dinosaur will too. And then it will be a fight for the kids trying to take down the dinosaur on land. But I personally think that would ruin the mood of the show.
Yeah, because
So-
I mean, there's police on the
They
mainland, the
fought
army,
so many
and
dinosaurs and stuff.
and from the looks and from the sound of it, it's just one dinosaur, and
Yeah.
that shouldn't be too hard. What I think is the most likely direction this show can go is going to Isla Sorna. That is like the only place that they could, because apparently it's been rumored that there's going to be 5 whole seasons. So, I mean, Isla Sorna is probably the best way to go if they still want to keep things fresh and exciting.
What do you
Yes,
think,
but-
Tyler?
Yeah, I feel like if they're gonna go to Isla Sorna, they have to do a way different direction. Because who wants to see a bunch of kids fight off dinosaurs and survive for 3 whole seasons, and then go to another island and do the exact same thing for 2 more seasons? So they have to like take a whole different direction. Maybe like introduce like Fallen Kingdoms happening during these seasons, so we can see what's happening to them and stuff.
That is true. That is true.
Like they come in contact with Manticorp or InGen or whatever.
Oh, that's another. Okay, thank you for saying that, because that has just brought up another dislike. Manticore, mentioned once in I believe episode 6 of season 1, and never really brought up, like kind of like hinted at, like mentioned a little bit, like and even the drone in season 3, but no actual look at them. Nobody came, like when the helicopters came in, we were thinking, oh, that's got to be Manticore. That's
Yeah.
gotta be. But no, and like I'm just not sure how they can bring them in now, considering that they're no longer on the island.
It's got to be too late.
Yeah.
My personal theory, which I know is very unlikely, go ahead and drop your opinions on it in the comments, but my personal theory is that they're gonna go off the mainland, but then like halfway through to getting back, which would be around episode 2. So they spend like an episode and a half on whatever happens on that boat. But I think they're gonna go back to save dinosaurs for when the volcano erupts in
Like
Fallen
if
Kingdom.
they see the dinosaurs, like if they see the volcano erupting.
Yeah,
they
I
just go back
honestly
to it.
think that is a great idea, except for one thing that does make it unlikely.
Yeah.
The end of season 3 takes place 6 months after 6 months after the original fall of Jurassic World. So this places it like June of 2016.
Yeah.
2 years later is when it's like finishing up its demolition.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if it could start like with like small bits of lava, but like I'm not sure if it'll like be worrying about a huge explosion like of the volcano due to it being 2 years later when it explodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a few flaws in that theory, but I definitely think that one thing they could do is definitely go back and try to save Bumpy, because that dinosaur has a huge the relationship between the gang and the dinosaur is tight, like especially with Ben, like wanting to stay back on the island, but just I feel like it just depends on how much of a time jump we have.
Yeah. Another thing, one last topic we should all touch on before we put this video to a close. What was your guys' drop in the comments, I want to hear your opinions too, but what was your guys' opinions on the really big events, the really big surprises, like the original research center, all that fun stuff, Baloo's appearance? You want to talk about that? So, what's your opinion on those?
I feel like there's like a lot of necessary plot twists, and like all those big reveals bring like especially at the old park, nostalgia for older audiences, and like it's definitely cool to see the new, and I think it was so satisfying to have the new hybrids be taken out by the original visitor center. Like, I feel like that was like just like kind of like really satisfying and nice to see.
Yeah.
But like I think like the best of all those scenes was definitely the helicopter and the reenactment of the Fallen Kingdom opening scene. That was definitely the best of all.
One opinion I have, I loved all of the twists except for one that kind of got me like, So, it was super cliche, the surprise that there was 2 Scorpius Rex, because the thing was, they did the most cliche thing known to man. Darius went ahead and said, that dinosaur must be fast as lightning, because it was in 2 places.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
everybody, I'm pretty sure if you guys watched it, you guessed, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So, like, make it possible to guess, but don't leave it open to like,
how could you get
what
there in 2
could
seconds?
it be? So, yeah. Any opinions on the big twist, Tyler?
On any big twist or just that one?
Just any big twists.
I mean, I liked how they went into the visitor center, trying to like explore and stuff to get the thing, but then Blue comes in because it's like her home, and then it's like leave because it's actually her home, and then she starts like trying to find them and stuff, and then she comes back later finding out her home is being attacked and stuff, and then her home is being destroyed.
One thing I like is that the way like Darius kind of like put up his hands and like Blue was just kind of like, whoa, wait, I recognize that pose.
Yeah.
Like I felt that like that was like really like nice to see. Like she still remembers Owen, and I feel like that was pretty cool to see.
Alright, one last thing before this day I want to say is I don't like how Ben kind of took control a little bit. He acted like he was leader.
Yeah, he kind of like considered himself like, since he survived in the jungle for like
a week.
It's
2
more
weeks.
like 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And like since he was like, and he just like felt like he was Tarzan.
Yeah.
I felt like that, like he kind of like went a little too far in some instances.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm better than all you guys. I took down Toro.
Yeah.
I'm better than you guys.
They did touch on that, but
Yeah.
I'm
it didn't
glad.
feel big enough.
Yeah.
It's too little, too late. Let's give our school system final grade of this season of Camp Cretaceous. You
From
go first.
A through F.
Alright, so yeah, I would definitely say that, like, just grading as if it were a school assignment, I would give Camp Cretaceous Season 3 an A. It's not the most perfect thing in the world. It's definitely better than the first 2 seasons. So yeah, I'll give it an A, like a solid A. I think it is extremely good. Definitely highly recommend it.
Oh, okay. So, Camp Cretaceous Season 3, I'm a bit more critical about it. The bad parts stood out to me a lot more than to Johnny. But I'm going to give the grade B+.
Lastly, my review would be an A. It was really good, better than the other seasons, really action, suspenseful, and everything. Just not perfect, but super good.
Yeah. Alright, but I believe that just about wraps up the video. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any final thoughts about the show or anything, comment down below. See you in the next one.
Bye.